I want to go back to sort of the beginning here, which was that what happens at the nexus of race and power and white male supremacy, ultimately, and how the women who came forward were sort of, you know, raised up and suddenly were paying attention. And we know that's because ultimately white women are, you know, sort of preserved in a way that serves white supremacy. But can you break that down a little bit in how you kind of explain it or how you think about it in your own mind?
Yeah, I think that, in all honesty, and I think we've seen this in the fact that this Me Too movement had been started before by a Black woman. If the majority of people coming forward had been Black women, I don't think there would have been an outcry or even shock. People would have looked at it and been like, of course. And they would have shrugged it away, because Black women and Indigenous women have been, you know, they have been such victims over and over again of assault and abuse and exploitation, and no one cares. And we look at, like, R. Kelly is an example. But throughout, you know, our stories don't start when we become Hollywood starlets. And this is wrong no matter when it happens, right? And it is traumatizing no matter when it happens. But most of the Black women I know, their stories start at 6, 7, 10, 11. But I think a lot of it has to do with power. There are some people who would be ashamed to assault anyone. There are some people who would be embarrassed to assault Black women. And there's a difference between the two. And I think that a lot of what we see are Black women who are assaulted in places where it's never going to be high profile, because the person assaulting them isn't high profile and they're not high profile. They don't get to that chance where when it happens to them, it becomes a major story. But we all have these absolutely horrific stories that no one cares about. One, because people just assume that we are so sexualized that we've played a part in this. And two, because it's just assumed to be an expected part of Black womanhood, that you will be someone's tool. You will be someone's release. And it's disturbing to me, because there are so many Black women out there who will never get a chance to share their stories and be heard, and people will have empathy for them and be as outraged or shocked or appalled by what happens to them.